It's HoopChat with the Sleepers, the internet-friendly basketball show. College basketball is less than a week away, Carter. We had a bunch of headlines this week. This is episode 2 of this show. You ready to get back into it?
I'm ready to get back into it. You know, the announcements was great. You know, we had a good episode with Austin Thornton as well, but it's time to get back to the work, man. There's always something happening in the world, especially in the college basketball world. And this week was no different. So let's get right into it.
Carter, we're a transparent podcast. We are the voice for the people, but we also share personal successes, questions, failures with our audience. Let's be honest, Cart. You're a little tentative going into this episode. Maybe some concerns that we're doing too much on the content side of things. Do you want to address those concerns for the people?
Yeah, you know, I just don't want I get in my own head, and I think people are watching our stuff and like, God damn, like another episode. Then you just dropped one. I didn't even get to listen to this last one. So, you know, that's why when I ask y'all to like and subscribe and leave comments, I need this feedback. Maybe we are putting out too much stuff. Maybe you need more. It'd be nice to know so I don't have to guess and get in my own head.
Little couples therapy for you guys. I quit my job literally 3 days into that. Now Carter doesn't want to do any more content.
Oh my God. Okay.
So, hey, with that said, please do actually watch this shit, like, subscribe it so that we can get cat confident again, because my boy just wants to be like cuddled up in a blanket, bowl of popcorn, watching The Bachelorette or something. That's the vibes I'm getting from Cart right now.
Wow. Okay. First of all, you're really disrespecting me. Let's get into it.
Let's get right to it. All right. We had, I would argue, the biggest news of the week this week. Mike Boynton and the Oklahoma State program get hit with some very hard news from the NCAA. They will not be eligible for the NCAA tournament this week. Let's go to Twitter. Cue the vid.
Because we had a $300 violation. No failure to monitor.
So I love a couple of things about this. He's in tears, number one. I didn't have this type of vision of Mike Boynton that he cared that much. Number one, he really cares. And two, he names everybody on the committee by name.
What we did was we asked.
I love it.
This was a press conference performance for the ages, and it ain't no fake either. But I knew Mike Boynton wasn't about that. But I know it's a sad situation, but like you said, this makes me love Mike Boynton even more than I did before.
Right. What better audition tape could you have as a head coach than this? Like, any kid in the country is going to want to play for this man.
Bro, it's literally like someone at the NCAA offices were like, oh, we made the NIL happen. We're doing way too much good. Let's get back in our let's fuck it up bag. And they get to this.
Cart, is the NCAA an enemy of yours at this point,
Yes.
would you say?
Yes. No, they definitely are. If you see me in the streets, especially if you see me in the streets of Indy, don't dap me up. I don't fuck with you. All right. Never have.
How do I have this weird feeling Cade Cunningham is involved in all of this? Our superstar who's 3 for 30 from the floor right now.
Bro, that's the worst part about this. And I'm going to ignore that little jab because we got more important things to talk about instead of Cade Cunningham. This has nothing to do with any of the current players. This is a week. No, not even a week. Less than a week before college basketball season starts. You got transfers that came into Oklahoma State. You got kids who are in their last year of basketball, and you tell them a week before that they can't play in the NCAA tournament when they are 100% an NCAA tournament team, by the way, as well. It's like, it's just, when does it come into like, you just take a look at yourself, like the NCAA, and it's like, okay, like, why are we doing this, to be honest? Meanwhile, you got Will Wade and them running around like they're fucking Pac, just doing whatever they want to do. Like, it just doesn't make any sense to me.
Can I say something very spicy and definitely off-putting?
Sure.
Are we sure Oklahoma State was going to make the NCAA tournament anyway? Why are they crying like they missed something? This team was not a guaranteed NCAA tournament team.
They were probably going to make the NCAA tournament this year. Our friend Tristan said they were a dark horse to make the Final Four.
Yeah, I did hear that. I think Tristan kind of dodged a bullet here of seeing where that would have played out. But yeah, I don't know. It's bullshit. Obviously, NCAA, what are you doing? I feel bad for the players. Mike Boynton, kudos to you for taking this seriously and calling out every single person by name. That was dope. One of my favorite press conferences in a long time. And I do feel for Oklahoma State, but now I'm looking forward to betting against Oklahoma State, especially early in the season. Fade the team who has nothing to play for.
Or are we back in the team that's just out there with something to prove?
Kind of like where you're going with that. Think I lean the opposite of that for the first week, though.
Also, an underlying thing, and maybe the best part about this video, is that we can get another Oklahoma State press conference besides that Van Gundy dude or Gundy saying, I'm a man, I'm 40. Really sick of that. Very overrated clip, by the way.
R.I.P. to Van Gundy's clip. It wasn't even Van Gundy. What's his name?
It was Gundy, wasn't
Mike
it?
Gundy. Mike
Mike
Gundy.
Gundy.
Van Gundy. All right, let's move to the gram where we have more sad news. Very, very bleak start to Hoop Chat this week. Former John Beilein commit Jalen Wilson pulling a page out of Mark Few's book again, behind the wheel, couple drinks in him, over the legal limit. Not good at all. He hits the gram with a full-on apology, a typed out graphic made by the graphic design intern at the University of Kansas University, whatever it is. Man, I don't know what to think because I love Jalen Wilson, but that's a bad move.
It is. I just will never, ever understand why, one, anybody gets behind the car, and drives drunk, but like, two, not to single these people out, but like, you are a Division I athlete. You are an athlete on campus. Get a scooter, word to Sweeney, get a bird, get an Uber, find anyone. You could send out a mass email to campus saying Jalen Wilson needs a ride. There will be 50 cars there to give you a ride. It's just stupid. It's not worth it. Is it really that worth it?
No, of course it's not worth it. I would like to point out one very visible thing here as I'm scrolling through the gram. The Michigan Wolverine family is out in support of Jalen Wilson. Just want to make that clear, folks. That's what you get from the Wolverine basketball community. We got Xavier Simpson. We got Devontae Jones talking about, we forgive you, brother. It's not about the mistake.
It's about the bounce back. Hold on a second. Hold the damn phone. You said Jeff Jackson's in there supporting them? Interesting. I wonder how that, maybe he has some insight on what to do. At least Jalen Wilson didn't drive drunk in his 80s car.
Look, it's been a little bit of a year for drunk drivers, has it not? There's been more drunk drivers in sports than I can remember.
God, just get an Uber, man. Get an Uber, get a driver. Just stop driving drunk. Like, what? We got to move. Is the next topic happier? Can we move on to something? This is pissing me off.
You mentioned the author from our next topic. So let's go right into Kevin Sweeney's rankings. Kevin Sweeney, one of the best basketball coverage people on the planet, employed by Sports Illustrated. I told him via text this week that si.com email address was really jumping out at me. He's a superstar in the industry, simply put. He's been working on this for months. I know that because he's told us that. This is a project that I can't imagine anyone could undertake and put out a product as good as he did. And for Sports Illustrated, he ranked every single team in college basketball 1 through, 358? 358.
Yeah, 358. Yep.
So let's just scroll through this. But what jumps out at you in these rankings?
The one thing that jumped out at me is that Sweeney sees the vision with the goddamn Villanova Wildcats. I feel like, are we just a Villanova bashing podcast now?
We are. Okay, and I'm happy to do that this season, Carter.
I am completely okay with choosing sides and waging war against Villanova because I am preying on downfalls this year. Yeah. I hope you guys don't win a damn thing and you realize what Colin Gillespie actually is. He's a floor leader, game manager, general, all right, and nothing more. But, I mean, to be honest, Sweeney was pretty goddamn good on this list. He's got Michigan top 5. Illinois is a little
Illinois low. Illinois low. That's the number one complaint I have. Illinois.
That's disrespectful. The thing is that makes it worse though is he has Illinois 16, and then he follows that up by having Ohio State and Indiana at 18 and 19.
I don't mind Ohio State at 18. Indiana at 19 is crazy. Illinois at 16 is too low.
No. It's more so like those two teams being so close. Like I don't think Indiana should be anywhere near the top 25.
For sure. He's got your Michigan State Spartans down at 33, one spot lower than Loyola Chicago. He has Michigan State 7th in the Big Ten preseason. Your thoughts?
Well, Sweeney actually sent that to me, and they were higher, but I upset him, so he lowered them.
Wow. True story? What'd you do?
No, that was a complete lie. No, that's a complete lie for me trying to cover for Sweeney doing this bullshit. Sweeney, come on, man. Come on, dog. Indiana above Michigan State?
That's a bad look. It's especially bad look if you've ever been in a room with Mike Woodson, because that man is just a flat balloon.
Yeah, and then God forbid Indiana has one of those little like noon matinee games. He's not going to be there. He's going to be in his little midday nap. I don't think people real. I'm serious. No, actually, me and Sweeney do have to have a real life talk though, because he didn't have to put the 7th in the Big Ten.
That I know that stings. That definitely stings.
Yeah. He's gonna have to see me. But all in all, like not terrible.
No, all in all, it's good. I wish that I could scroll further down and like point to, oh, he's got Indiana State 162nd. So disrespectful, but you know that I know nothing about those teams. So I'll keep to my top 100 and make comments. I'm surprised he has Memphis 6th on this list. I feel like that's the highest I've seen Memphis on a preseason rankings, but I don't even hate that. That's probably my biggest gripe on the list other than Illinois. And like I said, not really a gripe. So kudos to you, Sweeney. You did a great job, my friend. Everybody follow all his work. You can follow him on Twitter at, isn't he CBB Central? That's me off the top of my head.
Yes, it is. Wow. You're a real fan.
I am a real fan. That's how you know I'm a real fan.
Shout out Sweeney for doing that and absolutely just letting people. There were some people in his mentions saying some choice words.
Hey, if there's one thing I've learned this year from, mingling with more journalists on that side of the world, you don't want to cross a college basketball journalist because they are some of the pettiest motherfuckers on earth. And that's how I know. Me.
And honestly, like, I think that's why I would kind of fit in, but also no, because if I get a tweet from, Hilltopper fan 5679 _, and they say something out of pocket, I'm you go high, I go, no, I don't go higher. I'm going to go lower and I'm going to hit you where it fucking hurts.
Yes, the motto of the Sleepers. You go low, we go lower. Last thing, Gonzaga, they're first overall in pretty much everybody's rankings. I put out my little 68 predictions for the season. Not crazy slander to Gonzaga, but enough to say I don't think they'll make a Final Four, and I don't think they're the best team in the country. Where do you stand on Gonzaga, Cart?
I think they are the most talented team in the country, and they should be number one. I think it's well deserved. If you don't have them at number one, I think there's an issue, to be honest. Because I think there is a pretty good sized gap, not that big, between the number one and the other teams.
A pretty good sized gap, not that big.
Because I knew when I said pretty good gap, like pretty sized gap, you were just gonna absolutely just tear me apart on that.
I think UCLA is more talented, dude. I really do. I mean, they've got Chet and Timme for sure, but don't you like the rest of UCLA's top 7 better than Gonzaga's top 7?
I got low key beef with Tiger Campbell.
Well, yeah, of course you do. You're a Michigan State fan.
No, that's not even it. I just don't really like watching Tiger Campbell play basketball like that.
Where did Tiger Campbell play high school ball at?
La Lumineer.
You can't say it's the funniest thing. All right, let's move on. Speaking of Gonzaga's front court, we got our first impressions of a couple really big freshmen. I'm so excited. I said in my video, I think this is going to be a Hall of Fame freshman class. I think these guys are instant impact superstars in college. And I think Chet Holmgren is the best player in the country, Cart. We got our first glimpse of this. Let's go to the highlights. The thing that people forget with Chet to me is like, he really can't handle that thing.
Yeah. Facts. And this is like a good exhibition for them too, because this is what they're probably going to play all year in the WCC.
Chet's going to put up such stupid numbers in that conference.
Bro, stupid numbers.
Like, I really wish we could see him in like the ACC or the Big Ten.
Bro, this is sickening how easy this is for him.
So he's not the number one player in this class right now because everyone's so high on Banchero, but like, how do you watch this and not have this man as the best player in the country, let alone best freshman? Like,
Chet is the best player in the country to me.
There's no one. There's no one who can do this.
Yes, Chet is the number one pick in the draft to me.
Good. I'm glad we're aligned on this, Cart, because like the way he shoots it, the way he defends the rim, he can put it off the floor. Like, I just don't remember a player literally other than like Kevin Durant and Anthony Davis type impact freshman. I think that's what we're going to see from Chet. And I'm kind of sick he's in the same front court as Drew Timme, Cart.
Yeah, I'm not, because I think they're actually going to play extremely well together, and it'll allow also Chet to kind of just drift out to the perimeter a little bit, because you don't really see Timme out there working like that. But like, this is like some sick. So I think my favorite part of Chet too is that like he's not just like a little hoe. Like, he's not a bitch. Like, people don't punk Chet. Like, he's out there talking shit. He's out there pushing the break. Like, he thinks he's the best player on the floor. Like, that is sometimes half the battle. You can have a very talented dude, but if they don't think they're the best player on the floor, they're not going to play like it.
I learned he had that dog in him watching him against Emoni Bates last year on ESPN, and we're about to flip to some Emoni Bates highlights in just a minute. Last thing, though, Chet Holmgren, notable wearer of the number 34. Carter Elliott, longtime wearer of the number 34. How do you feel about that?
I feel like I already made my way to DH Gate, and hopefully by the start of March, I will have my Chet Holmgren jersey.
And also, Chet Holmgren had like 2 passes in these clips where he's throwing the one-handed full court outlets. They remind me a lot of what Jalen Suggs was throwing last year. Starting to think those passes aren't actually that special. This is freaking Gonzaga's competition level. Like, everybody thinks they're Randy Johnson when they're playing in the WCC. Are we wrong there?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, people really try to like convince me that the WCC is so tough. Like, get real. It's not.
It's not. All right, let's move to the blue floor in Memphis, Tennessee, where Emoni Bates put up 12 points, 3 assists in his debut. He looks smooth, Cart. He really does.
He does. And like, I think, don't want to steal your thunder because I really want you to get into your Emoni takes and the reason why people are just so down on him. Like, he isn't still like a good basketball player. If you were going off the reactions of what people have been saying lately, you would think Emoni Bates like isn't going to get drafted. Like, you would think that he's not going to do anything at the college basketball level, even being still, 17 years old. Like, this kid is still immensely talented, and this Memphis team is going to be really good. Like, talent-wise, on paper, this is going to be a great Memphis team. Now, if they can overcome Penny, Mr. Pennywise on the clipboard, we'll see how they are. But I really need you to kind of get your Emoni takes off that you've been telling me, because I think you really have it like down to a T.
Yeah, I just think it's nonsense. I think this kid was considered generational for his entire life, and really nothing changed. And all of a sudden, the narrative when he reclassified and committed late in the cycle after switching schools is just like, oh, the optics are bad. His family's crazy. He's not Chet and he's not Banchero. Okay, neither is any other player in the country. Like I said, this is a historically great freshman class, and Emoni Bates is now part of that. And Emoni Bates is still going to put up numbers in college. I don't care what his vertical is. I don't care what his lateral 4-cone shuffle is. I don't care what he did at that Memphis Combine. The man is just one of the purest scorers I have ever seen. It's like he speaks a different language with the basketball in his hands than everybody else that grows up playing this game. He's a shooter I've seen with my own eyes. People have heard me tell the story on here. He shot like 47 for 50 from a step inside the logo in MSU's practice gym with a crowd of 50 people watching him. At the very least, this guy's going to be one of the most elite shot makers and just spot up shooters in the country. And even though his percentages have sucked because he's been taking 35 shots a game at AAU ball for his entire life, that's not what's going to happen in college. He's going to be highly productive. He's going to be the most talented player on the floor every single game unless he's playing Duke or Gonzaga. And I just want people to start giving him the respect he actually deserves.
That's perfection. And though they are playing lame college in these clips, he's showing some things. Like, there's some good passing in there. He's going to be a good player. And God, I'm so mad you talked about him as a scorer, because I've been trying not to use this damn phrase because I use it on every single episode. But gee, you know what I'm going to say. The orange thing, usually a Spalding or a Wilson, about putting it in the 10-foot thing. Emoni Bates does that really, really well. He's going to be okay.
He's going to be great. And look, I wish it wasn't at Memphis because I love making fun of Penny. And ultimately, I don't think this team will have any sort of success in March whatsoever. But he's still a guy that any team in the country would take. I mean, let's be real. Would you rather have Emoni Bates than every single player on the Michigan State roster this year? I would.
Yes.
Maybe Max Christie. I don't know. I'm giving a lot of love to Max Christie.
Hey, hold on a sec. I mean, it'd be a discussion between him and Cormac.
It would be. But no, just give him some respect and don't doubt him until he deserves any doubt. He's not going to deserve doubt. He's going to score like 20 points a game. It's going to be really fun. And Memphis is must-watch television. So I can't wait. Let's go to the other Gonzaga front court member, my personal least favorite player in the country, Carter, Drew Timme apparently is on TikTok. And before we watch this TikTok, I just like to note that the quote unquote best basketball player in the country has 397 followers on TikTok.
How many followers do you have on TikTok?
I think I have more than 397 after I did the Giannis video. That
Oh, for real?
I could be wrong.
That backfired. I can't believe you're not giving this more. Hey, good Ted Lasso costume.
First of all, it's a weak Ted Lasso. You haven't watched Ted Lasso, have you?
I haven't, but like that's Ted Lasso, isn't it?
I mean, if you watched Ted Lasso and saw other costumes, you would think that's a weak Ted Lasso. But also, as much as like Ted Lasso is the perfect show for my demographic of corny white dudes, like you don't belong watching Ted Lasso.
What do you mean by that?
That's not a racist joke. I swear to God. Just like you're someone whose sense of humor is not like mainstream. Like you're just very culturally funny naturally. And like Ted Lasso is corny. I feel like, even though I love Ted Lasso is corny.
All right, Greg, I won't watch it.
Ted Lasso might be the Chance the Rapper of shows. Let's say that.
Whoa.
Let's say that.
Okay, let me take that off my watch list. But the thing is, like, you're mad at his costume when you have the absolute Halloween no-no in my eyes going on next to an Anton Watson just throwing on a mask with a normal fit.
Wait, can I pause you for knowing that that's Anton Watson without seeing his face?
He's tagged in the video.
Oh, sure.
He literally is tagged. I'm looking at it.
You know, I got to keep my eye on you. Know a little bit too much about Anton Watson and Gonzaga right now. I respect that Drew Timme has the @Boost Mobile Athlete in his profile, even though he has 300 followers and has only done 2 videos. But I think Drew Timme is as lame as his Ted Lasso costume. I don't wish him success this year, and that's my stance.
You wouldn't trade Drew Timme and me as host on this podcast?
No, not at all. Drew Timme can't do what you can do.
Wow.
You also can't do what Drew Timme can do either. So you're in good spots.
You mean like grow facial hair or like on the court?
Also, respect your facial hair. Be honest. Like you've come a long way over the years.
Thank you. God damn it, Greg. Hell yeah.
All right, let's move to one final piece of news this week, Carter. Friend of the show, @Goodman Hoops, Jeff Goodman, was sent a little gift from Sleepers Media. All my homies hate Dan Dockich. By the way, link in the bio. You can get yourself one of them shirts. Go ahead. Again, it's a family thing now. You're robbing my family of food if you don't buy that shirt. However, Jeff did the homie move and gave us a little publicity, a little free pub on the Twitter. And Cart, what do you know? You were, by the way, no help during this whole ordeal. You were absolutely hammered, having problems of your own. About 50 different robot stores popped up within 10 minutes selling knockoff Sleeper shirts with our logo on them. And Cart, we can't do anything about it.
Okay, one, I was going through a crisis at the time, okay? Wasn't ignoring you. And 2, it's not, like this is your first rodeo with Twitter bots, okay? I've been doing this Twitter shit. Twitter bots, they're going to be a bunch of hoopla on the surface, but they don't really get the job done, okay? Real ones know where to get this.
Is your dog in a street fight right now?
He might be, yes.
Do you need to go attend to that?
Nope.
The show's over. I care about Pierre Boogie personally myself.
He's fine, bro. He just wants attention. But hey, like Greg said, we actually are selling these t-shirts and you can get it. Link is in the bio. And also, don't want to drop names, but there's people asking for these tees. I'm talking about there's some people. Like some people.
You want to drop a name? You might as well drop a name at this point.
I'm not dropping any names, but let's just say there's D1 coaches.
Well, former D1 coaches.
Former D1 coaches. Once you're a D1 coach, you're always a D1 coach. It's a family. Okay. But yeah, get your tee, man. Get some other gear while you're at it too. We got some hoodies on there. We got some shorts. We got anything you need.
You heard the man. Buy a shirt, support the family, support the Sleepers. Carter, any last words? This was Hoop Chat episode 2.
If you guys actually buy the t-shirt, I will be able to get some sound panels put up on my walls so you won't have to hear anybody barking.
So don't buy the shirt because I think it's charming how the dog just interrupts our episode. Let's keep that rolling.
He's gonna have to make an appearance one episode. We might have to do a dog version of one of these shows.
You think people would like that more than us? little back and forth between Benji and Pierre.
Especially if we tell them the backstory, they might.
I mean, they might argue more than we do. All right.
Hey. Hey, sorry. The hoop season is here, and we are here. And Greg, this is Greg's job. And it's my job to make sure that Greg doesn't have to use my guest room ever with Mallory and his dog. Okay. Like, subscribe, show some love. As you can see, the content will keep coming out unless I get in a mood again and tell Greg not to put it out, but be on the lookout for it. Greg, the season's about to be here. I'm so hyped. Some betting content's coming. It's all here, baby. The brand is strong.
You see the logo. Brand is strong. 5 to 7 p.m. Eastern time, Tuesday, Champions Classic, Sleepers Happy Hour live stream. We will have special guests, former Big Ten players, some gambling experts. We will have drinks a-flowing. It will be the perfect event to kick off college hoop season. Please be there. Show some love. We'll see you there.
It's out.